Welcome, everybody, to the Juggernaut Show. And this is your boy, Juggernaut097. And today, I'm here with my Impact Wrestling Slammiversary 2021 predictions. And, I just tried to upload this video a few minutes ago, and I had some technical difficulties with my graphics. But we are back here again, and I fixed what was going on. So it was just it was on my end with the technical difficulties. But let's try this again. Take two here. So Slammiversary is going to be this Sunday. I mean, no, not Sunday. Tonight, July 17th. And I am looking forward to this because I always feel like Slammiversary is a bigger show. Like, I always been a bigger fan of the Slammiversary pay-per-views other than, like, I understand Bound for Glory is supposed to be like the WrestleMania. But it's just something about Slammiversary, like maybe because it has like the anniversary in the name, like Slam, anniversary, Slammiversary. They kind of sound similar. So it feels like a big show. And it was last year that they started doing like, last year when a whole bunch of wrestlers got released from WWE. They did this like big venue pack, like big video package, like showing who could possibly be showing up for Impact Wrestling. And they're kind of basically doing the same thing this year, which, it's kind of a lazy way of like trying to get people to come like buy your show. But it works though. It got me hooked in last year because, like, other than that, I really wasn't watching Impact last year that much until they did that video package. And like I said, they did the same thing this year. But before we get started with these predictions, let's go ahead and, let's go roll that intro, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes here. So let's go.
Welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, I mean always, he means always, they mean always, you mean always, she means always. An instant classic.
Danny Dunn! Hi, Jake.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. Slammiversary 2021 predictions. This is an exciting weekend for wrestling. Because, last night on SmackDown, we had fans back, which it was amazing. The crowd was hyped for SmackDown. Tonight, we got Slammiversary, and fans are back for Slammiversary, which, that's what the big thing for wrestling has been missing. Like, I've been doing, like, on basically every podcast, I've been saying, hey, this is what wrestling's missing, is wrestling fans. Which, before the pandemic, I go, like, I never really thought of, wrestling fans mean them very much, but they do mean a lot. They can make a match good. They can help make a show good. And definitely that's what Impact has been missing. Towards, the end here, they started like using piped in noise, which, it kind of helped out a little bit, but at the same time, it was weird not seeing any fans there. I kind of wish what they did with AEW, maybe they could have did with Impact, have a whole bunch of, wrestlers standing around, behind the barricade and stuff. I kind of wish they did that. Or, this brought in some local indie guys, for free, because I bet some local indie guys would have done that, to just get their foot in the business. But yeah, Impact Slammiversary tonight. I'm looking forward to this show. And, the whole slogan behind this show is, our world changes again. So, of course, this past April, they had that whole WWE, they had their spring cleaning of wrestlers and stuff for WWE. And, the 90 days are up for a lot of these wrestlers now. So I'm kind of going to be surprised who is going to be coming in, That's kind of the whole slogan behind the show. Like, who's going to be these new people coming in? The world is changing again. And I'm looking forward to it, especially the Kenny Omega and Sam McCallahan match. That's going to be good to see. Is Omega going to retain title? Is Sam McCallahan going to get it back for Impact? We got Ultimate X back. That's going to be pretty cool. Who's going to be Deonna Purrazzo's opponent? tonight. That's gonna be really dope. Also, who's gonna be tagging up with Matt Cardona? I mean, there's just a lot of unknowns for this show, which that's what I like. And of course, it's gonna be live, so it's gonna be awesome to see. And it's still gonna be in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Skyway Studios. But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this. And this is like the 17th Slammiversary, but this is the 19th anniversary of Impact. Because they started doing the Slammiversary pay-per-views in 2005, and 2005 to current right now. So this is the 17th installment of Slammiversary. So I feel like this, this is a really big show for Impact, though. But let's quit wasting time and let's start off with these predictions now. So the first match that we're going to talk about is, it's going to be on the countdown to Slammiversary. So it's basically going to be on the pre-show. People can watch it for free. We got Fire and Flava defending the Knockouts Tag Team Championships against Havoc and Rosemary. I think this is going to be, a pretty decent match. I really don't see Fire and Flava losing the titles now. I mean, Havoc and Rosemary, they kind of seem like a really random team to put together. I mean, the characters are kind of like similar, they're kind of like that spooky, type of weird characters and stuff. Kind of like a, like with like Father James Mitchell and stuff, this weird characters. So, I mean, this kind of pairing does seem, good. But, something that Impact is missing, they need some more tag teams in this Knockouts tag team division. Because, I mean, they got Fire and Flava. They got Kimberly and Susan, which I'm kind of surprised what's going to be going on with that whole storyline there. Is Susie coming back? Is Sue Young? Like, I don't know what's going on with that. Who else? Like, and then, of course, we got Havoc and Rosemary. And we got Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering. I mean, that's about all. I can't really think of any other tag teams. So, and who knows? Do the Iconics show up? Do Billy Kay and Peyton Royce show up in Impact? That's a big possibility because, they've been kind of hinting at, in the video packages, showing like 2 eyes for like, Iconic and stuff. So, do the Iconics show up? That'd be really good for Impact if they show up. Because that can really help out this Knockouts tag team division. But I'm going to say that Fire and Flava would retain the titles. And like I said, this is going to be on the pre-show here. We're on the countdown to Slammiversary, which will be free then. But let's go on to the main show now. So the first match that we'll talk about is Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood going up against Matt Cardona and a mystery person. There was really only one person who I could think of who the mystery person is, which I think it's going to be Chelsea Green. I'm not sure if she's still injured because I know she showed up in Ring of Honor at Ring of Honor Best in the World, and I know she's going to be in. I don't know if she's exclusively signed to Ring of Honor, but that would be pretty cool if Chelsea Green shows up because Chelsea Green's in a relationship with Matt Cardona here. That's about the only person who I could think of showing up, helping out Matt Cardona. I really can't think of anybody else. And, if you guys, go ahead and tell me your guys' predictions down in the comments below. But I just can't think of anybody else to be Matt Cardona's partner here. And basically, Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, they kind of been feuding ever since Matt Cardona came to Impact. Because Matt Cardona thinks that, Brian Myers thinks that Matt Cardona keeps like trying to follow him, keeps trying to emulate Brian Myers. And of course, Brian Myers is still doing that most professional wrestler. And I like his gimmick, what he's doing here. It's been pretty good. And they have had some matches, Matt Cardona got a few wins. Brian Myers here. So I think, is this kind of like the blow off to a feud here? Maybe they might have another match eventually. I don't know, but Eventually, they're going to kind of have a blow off here. But if I had to pick a team to win here, I'm going to say Matt Cardona and the mystery person wins, which I'm going to say it's going to be Chelsea Green. That's a really strong possibility to be Chelsea Green, because she was in Impact for a while. She was in Impact for a while. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say is gonna be the mystery person. And then the next match we have is Violent by Design. Oh, we got the Impact World Tag Team Championships on the line, and it's gonna be a Fatal 4-Way match, which it seems like every single pay-per-view, or like every big pay-per-view, they always have a big kind of Fatal 4-Way multi-man tag team match for the titles. And once again, they're doing this big match here. I'm gonna. So we got Violent by Design, Rich Swann and Willie Mack, Falaba and a mystery person, which I have no idea who that could be, and the Good Brothers. Did TJP get injured? I don't remember TJP getting injured or something, but apparently he is, or else he wouldn't be out of this match here. Like I said, it feels like they always do a big, multi-man tag team match for the titles. It seems like they did that. They did that at Bound for Glory last year, and I think they did that at Slammiversary. So I feel like they do it every single year. Let me look at this. Let me look at this picture again. So I don't really see Falaba and the Mr. Person winning. Rich Swann and Willie Mack, I don't really see them winning. The Good Brothers, I don't want them to see them get the titles back right now. I think it's right to keep the titles with Violent by Design right now. Keep Megan look strong. I don't see him lose the titles right now. So yeah, I'm gonna say Violent by Design retain the titles here, which I think it's gonna be a good match. They always put on these pretty good multi-man matches here. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna say. And then the next match we have is W. Morrissey going up against Eddie Edwards. I think this is gonna be a pretty good match here. They've been making W. Morrissey look pretty strong ever since he came to Impact. They're trying to forget his other character that was in WWE, Big Cass and stuff. I like what he's doing here. How he's basically been destroying a lot of jobbers each week. I like that. I like his video packages or like promos he's been cutting, like basically saying that this whole business is kind of like lying and stuff. You think you got friends, but in reality you don't. You basically only have yourself, and you could think that you got these friends. And he was kind of talking about Eddie Edwards and Satoshi Kojima, because Kojima is of course from New Japan, and they're kind of Eddie Edwards and Satoshi Kojima, they were being good friends. And so and W. Morrissey was kind of targeting these guys right here. I think that W. Morrissey needs to win this match, because they need to keep him looking really strong. And I don't think it will hurt Eddie Edwards to lose here. And who knows, maybe they continue this feud. Maybe this feud becomes something more. But I think it's going to be a good match here. It's going to be a decent match. It's not going to be anything like a crazy match, but it's going to be all right. I'm going to say W. Morrissey wins the match, though. And then the next match we have is Moose is going to be going up against Chris Sabin. I feel like Moose, he should be world champion right now. And I feel like maybe later on this year he is going to get the world championship. The Impact World Championship. But he didn't really have much going for him for Slammiversary. And Chris Sabin didn't have much go for him, so they're like, let's throw them in the feud together. So at least they're on the show. I'll give them that. Moose is going to win 100%. He needs to. He needs to continue this dominating, like how he's been lately. I don't want to see Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin doesn't need to win. He doesn't. and just keep Moose looking strong. And eventually, have Moose go back up for the world title, and then win the world title there. But like I said, I mean, I just hated how Moose, lost at what was it, at Against All Odds against Kenny Omega. I understand, like, I just hated how the Young Bucks got involved. Also, that was dumb. Like, I feel like Moose, he should be Impact champion, but I guess they still want to have Omega as the champion though. But nonetheless, I think Moose and Chris Sabin are going to put on a pretty good match here. These guys are very good workers in the ring, and a bigger Moose and a smaller Chris Sabin, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a fun match. And then the next match we have is the Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship. So it's been a couple years since they did an Ultimate X match. Like, I think the last one they did was in 2018, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Or like, I think maybe it was their homecoming show a few years ago. But the competitors we have in this match are Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Josh Alexander. We got Chris Bay, Rohit Raju, and Petey Williams. I'm excited that the X Division, I'm excited that the Ultimate X match is back, because I was like in the original TNA days, I always been a big fan of this type of matches and stuff. So this is going to be a really fun match. And, basically these last few weeks, they've been doing this, like, each wrestler has been, like, picking a side. So it was like, basically all the heels, so like Ace Austin and Rohit Raju. And, Madman Fulton's with Ace Austin, and Rohit Raju had Shira. And it was like Trey Miguel and Petey Williams and Josh Alexander. And basically, Chris Bay has kind of been like that guy in kind of like the middle. Like, he didn't want to choose a side, but eventually he did choose a side. At first, he sided with the faces. It looks like we had a baby face, Chris Bay as a baby face. Like, hell yeah, like, and I don't mind if Chris Bay is a heel or a face. I like Chris Bay. And then this week, he turned on the faces. He stabbed Trey Miguel in the back with a steel chair. And I kind of thought that he was going to go with the heels, like with Rohit and Ace Austin. But no, he kind of went by himself. He goes like, hey, it's every man for himself. Once that bell rings on tonight, it's going to be everybody for himself. So it's going to be a really fun match. I see any guy. Oh, okay. So let me look at this again. I don't really see Petey Williams winning. He doesn't need the X Division Championship. Rohit Raju, he's had the title, as of from last year. Josh Alexander, he's been a pretty good champion. I wouldn't mind him retaining actually. Ace Austin, Ace Austin doesn't really need a title. I think it's either between Trey Miguel or Chris Bay. After seeing, what happened, this past week on Impact, I think they're going to give it to Trey Miguel. I think that's... it's either, Trey Miguel or Chris Bay. One of them two. Or Josh Alexander. Those are my three top choices. But I'm going to say... I want Trey Miguel to win, and that's who I'm going to say is going to win this match here. It's going to be a good match. A lot of high-flying moves. It's going to be interesting to see what they pull out in this match. But it's going to be a fun match, though. It's going to be really fun. And then the next match we have is the Knockouts Championship on the line. Deonna Purrazzo is going to be defending the title against unknown. We got the vacant person. Who is this person going to be? And this person isn't signed with Impact Wrestling right now. And this past, few weeks, they kind of been teasing. It could be Mickie James, which that's a really strong possibility because it was Fire and Flavor. They were brawling. I can't remember who it was with. They were brawling with some team. Maybe it was with Jordan Grace and no, maybe it was with Havoc and Rosemary. But yeah, they were brawling with some team, and Tasha Stills got thrown in the trash and picked up this trash bag, and it showed Mickey's name on it. So could it be Mickey James? Strong possibility. And this past week on Impact, Deonna Purrazzo was doing a contract signing, and Scott D'Amore was doing a whole bunch of puns. And he was saying, yeah, this could be very iconic. So, he could be talking about one of the members of Iconic, the Iconic team, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. He also said, hey, since we're in Nashville, it could be hardcore country. And, let's talk about Mickey James. So, I mean, there's definitely, a lot of possibilities. I'm going to say that the mystery person is going to be Mickey James. That's who I feel in my gut who it's going to be, which I wouldn't mind to see Mickey James come back. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. And now who I think is going to win this match, is it going to be whoever the mystery person is, or I think it's going to be Deonna? I think it's going to be Deonna retaining. I don't think Deonna needs to lose the title right now. But if it's like a really big name, maybe do have her lose the title, but I don't want to see Deonna lose. Maybe in a few months from now, but right now I don't want to see her lose the title. So let's say Deonna Purrazzo retains the Knockouts Championship. And then, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the main event here. Yeah. I'm checking if I missed any matches on here. Ooh, yeah, we're good. And then we got the main event. We got Kenny. By God, Omega. And Don Callis is going to be the corner of Omega. He's going to be defending the Impact Wrestling Championship against Sami Callihan. And it's going to be in a no disqualification match. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be fun. But I want to see Callihan take the title off of Omega. I kind of want this domino effect to start happening, where Omega starts to lose the titles. I hope this happens. Because, don't get me wrong. Omega, he's been a pretty good Impact World Champion. But this whole Impact, AEW kind of like partnership, it's kind of benefited AEW more than it's benefited Impact. Yeah, there's some people that started watching Impact more. But, how many people from Impact came over to AEW? Tell me. How many people from Impact went over to, AEW Dynamite? 0. And how many people from AEW went over to Impact? So we had Private Party, so that's 2 guys there. We had Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy made a return. That was pretty cool right at the beginning of this whole stuff here. Matt Hardy. Who else do we have? I thought we had another team, maybe. And of course, we had the whole Impact and New Japan, which that's kind of more, that one's more even stuff. And of course, then we got Omega. We did see the Young Bucks, but that wasn't really, they didn't come over to the Skyway Studios. Really the only people from Impact we saw go over to AEW is the Good Brothers. But nobody else. We didn't see Moose, then build up that match between Moose and Omega on AEW. We only saw them build it up on Impact. Like I said, if they restart this if they could restart this from the beginning, I would say make this more even, make this more two-sided rather than have it only help out one company. Yeah, it's helped out Impact a little bit in some of the ratings, but yeah, it's not, one person can't make it a big, one person can't save a company. It needs to take multiple, and Omega, he's not God, I'll tell you that. He is good, but he's not the Omega that I remember seeing in New Japan. And might I say, Roman Reigns is a better heel than Omega. I just had to say that there. But this is gonna be a good match between Sami Callihan and Omega. I'm just hoping, praying that the wrestling gods take the titles off, take the Impact World Championship off of Omega, and Callihan gets the title. It's best. It's what's best for business here. As Triple H would say, it's best for business. That's what I'm saying. Callihan as the new Impact World Champion. So, that was my Impact Wrestling Slammiversary 2021 predictions. Go ahead down in the comments. Tell me who you think is going to be winning each match. Are you looking forward to the show? I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. Really fun weekend of wrestling. Like I said, Slammiversary has always been one of my favorite pay-per-views throughout the year. And I think it's going to be a really dope show to watch. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, an instant classic. And you can go listen to the podcast on Apple Podcast. You can go listen to us on Spotify. What else? Anchor. Facebook also. Go check out the Facebook page for the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. Snapple, Angle, those kind of inside jokes there if you guys don't understand them. And also, if this is your first time ever checking out my channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, go follow me on Twitter at the TrueJSB, and you can go follow me on Instagram, the TrueJSB as well. My Twitter handle is right there. And some videos that I got coming up. I'm going to be doing the Slammiversary review. Me and DJ are going to be doing that together. He just been, our schedules have been really busy right now, so we're definitely going to be doing that together. And then we got Money in the Bank review. Stay tuned for that. That'll probably be tomorrow night, or it'll be Monday night. I don't know. We'll figure out a day to do that. Get all the guys from the podcast to do that review. But yeah, it's a fun weekend wrestling. Hopefully, people who are going to these shows, hopefully they, enjoy them. Hopefully they have fun. But this is a really fun weekend of wrestling. But I really don't got much else to add. This is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. So